All right, go ahead.
Yo. We back with another one. Damn you two sports. Stay tuned live. We got Ron. We got Jay in the background. And I think Lou popping on later on. But what's happening, Ron? What you know, man? What's good?
Just chilling, man. Just trying to stay out of the way, dog.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Let's go and jump to it because now a lot of people don't even really get into the NBA until
Mhm.
Christmas, right?
Mhm.
So Christmas then came and gone.
Mhm.
We're a couple days away from the New Year's. So
Mhm.
now people kind of rolling into uh the NBA a little bit more now. I don't know if
Mhm.
you caught the comments Charles Barkley said, but he was right on that though. I understand what he said. I don't know if you heard him, but he said that basically the NBA Christmas Day used to be the NBA, but Roger Goodell and the NFL greedy that they kind of took that from the NBA because now you got NFL games on Christmas Day. It was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Um, the same way you got a lot of a day full of games that's a day full of NBA games. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? At one point we used to that really was the time that people who follow it but don't follow it all the way, that's the time that they kind of get out of NFL, especially if they
Yeah.
team out of it and then start merging over to the NBA on Christmas Day. But now Charles Barkley said the NFL got greedy and they done took that day from the NBA. But now that Christmas then came and gone, a little bit more people starting to pay attention to NBA, especially if your team is out of the playoffs or somebody you don't want to see in the playoffs is out, whatnot. But it already been some NBA trade rumors.
Mhm.
Um, I think the latest one I seen was Anthony Davis. That
Mhm.
one is getting more traction. And out of all teams, it's two teams in the mix. It's the Hawks and the Warriors.
Mhm.
And from what I read, it seemed like the Hawks are closer to the deal with the Mavs on AD than the Warriors.
Mhm.
Giannis done kind of cooled down. His trade rumors done cooled down. Ja Morant trade rumors done cooled down. Um, and whatever the hell they doing out there in Sacramento with Zach
Mhm.
Levine and everybody else out there, I don't know. But what you think about AD to the Hawks? I don't like it.
I I like AD, but what AD you would get is two different sides of AD. You got the one AD to stay healthy, give you 35 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, or whatever. I just guessing
Yeah.
off of it. And you got another AD that stay hurt every other game. So
What?
you got two different ADs. Now, my point is, do if we say we do trade for AD, how
Right.
much money we gotta pay him?
Um, it's big. It's a hold on. Let me tell you right now, because I was just looking at his contract earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheap. It's um it ain't cheap, bro. It ain't worth it. Um okay, AD is 32 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's getting paid 54.1 this season.
Mm-hmm.
Next year when he turned 33, he'll be getting 58.4. And then the following season when he turned 34, he got a player option for 62.7. So my thing is it ain't worth it in my opinion because the Hawks really don't have to do nothing, because they got uh Porzingis, who's an
Mm-hmm.
expiring contract coming off the books at the end of the season. They
Mm-hmm.
got Luke Kennard, who's also on an expiring contract. They got two expiring contracts coming
Mm-hmm.
off the book. Now, if you go and trade for AD, a guy that ain't gonna give you a half a season,
Mm-hmm.
so you're not trading for the New Orleans Pelicans, AD. And
Right.
even then, he was banged up. He played more then than now, but he still was injury prone then. So
Right.
you ain't getting the New Orleans Pelicans, AD. Then you getting a guy who's 32 under contract for two more seasons. He got a player option for 62.7, which I think he gonna pick that up because I don't see nobody in their right mind if he continue on the trajectory of injuries that he been having these past few seasons, I don't
Right.
see nobody giving him a contract that's gonna pay him 62.7 mil. So I'm thinking he gonna opt into that. So you're
All
gonna
right.
be on the hook. You're gonna be on the hook for that.
And let me start you right there. Remember, a while back, all I said it always going to be that one sucker, right?
We
Right?
can't be the sucker.
No, we're not going to be the sucker. But I did tell you what team will be the sucker. You ready?
Who?
The Kings.
Sacramento.
Yep.
He not going to Sacramento. He gonna veto that. Even
He
though he
don't got
don't
no
got no
choice.
trade. He ain't got no trade clause, but they not gonna well I'm looking at it like this too, because wherever the Dallas Mavs trade AD, that's basically saying you blowing the team up, which I think they should do a demolition job on the damn team anyway and blow it up and just build around Cooper Flag. That's what I think. But
Yeah.
whatever team the Dallas Mavs trade AD to, it's gonna have to be a team that's gonna give them back draft picks and young players, because that's what they're gonna be doing, rebuilding. I don't think Sacramento has any young players that they want to get rid of in draft picks that's gonna help the Dallas Mavs rebuild after AD, unless it's a third team involved that's gonna be doing that. But what is
I
that
did,
third team involved gonna get out of it?
I did tell you another team, Chicago.
Yeah, he's from Chicago. So
Right.
what are they gonna give up? Vucevic, Kobe
Mm-hmm.
White,
Mm-hmm.
or either Josh Giddey, which I don't think they're gonna give up Josh Giddey because they just paid Josh Giddey, and
Right.
Josh Giddey actually playing good ball for him.
Right. They will not give him up, but the other two, yeah.
So Kobe White,
Mm-hmm.
Vucevic, draft picks, and who
And
else?
that's
They
it.
not giving up. Okay, they're not giving up that other kid.
No.
Matus. I can't. He's second year guy.
Right.
Um,
In my opinion, the only reason they will get him because he's from Chicago, so they trying to put the fans back in the seats again. He got a big name. He said tickets, but he not that old AD.
I don't like AD in Atlanta. It don't make sense for Atlanta, because this is my problem with Atlanta. Atlanta, they make me sick when they do this shit. That's my team, and I can talk about them on a level that most people can't because they're not a Hawks fan. But
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta make me sick with this shit, Ron. See, what they do is they never in the mix to get a marquee player in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
They always going to get somebody after they prime when they no longer can produce at the level that they was producing at in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
Like AD, for example. Why the hell you couldn't be in the mix to get AD, you know, um, when he left New Orleans? Now I understand he left New Orleans and he was going to
The
LA because
Lakers.
that's what LeBron and Rich Paul and
Yeah.
that, and the whole Clutch Sports thing was doing. But what I'm saying is, why wasn't Atlanta one of the teams mentioned as trying to get in on to get AD? Even if you
Because
didn't get him, you should have been one of the teams mentioned
well,
trying to get AD.
because who was our GM at the time?
Who was our GM then? What year was that? It wasn't Travis Slink, was it? That was before Travis Slink, I think.
That was way before Travis.
Yeah, that was before Travis Slink. Who the hell was the GM before Travis? That wasn't during. Well, Coach Budenholzer had already been gone.
Around that time.
Yeah, because Budenholzer was the coach of the Bucks when they won the chip
Right.
in against Phoenix.
Right. But my point is, if the GM, I'm trying to be PG to that.
Yeah.
If the GM, fuck it. If the
Go ahead. It's what it is. What it
if
is.
the GM done then a damn box of rocks, and don't know if he coming and going, you will not get shit. Not keep it 100. You will not get nothing if your GM don't know what the fuck to do.
And I think that's what it is when it comes to Atlanta and basketball.
Right.
Like, to me, it's like Atlanta is just the ownership in Atlanta is wealthy enough to afford a franchise in the city, but they really don't know shit about what they're doing, and they want to be in control, which like all owners do because that's what you own.
Right.
But my thing is, if you want to be successful at something and you don't quite know how to be successful at it, what you need to do to be successful is to get the hell out the way and go and hire the best people that know how to make it successful, and you get out the
Right.
way and let them and trust them to do the job that you hired them to do. Now,
Now,
you can't hire somebody to do a job and then you step in and try to tell him them how to do the job.
right.
That
Now,
means you need to be doing it. Don't hire me to do something and I got to follow what you want me to do. Get the
right.
hell out my way and trust me to do the job that you hired me to do.
Now, the new GM that we got now, I like him.
Honestly,
Yeah, I like him because we stole that draft pick from New
right.
Orleans.
So the thing is with Atlanta is they need to figure out what the hell they doing. Like, what is the plan? Are they trying to win games or are they trying to rebuild? Because if you're trying to win games, then some of the moves you make didn't make sense.
Right.
But if you're trying to rebuild, it also don't make sense to trade for AD because that's not how you rebuild. Rebuilding doesn't mean taking on a contract unless unless you about to get assets to come along with AD. That's gonna help you in a rebuild in the long term. And it don't make sense to have Quinn Snyder as your coach if you're rebuilding.
Right.
None of this makes sense as far as a rebuild.
But once again, you to do so much if your owner said, "Oh, I want him." Okay, for example, and I'm not taking no shots. I'm not. But Carolina, your owner said he wanted who? Who y'all quarterback?
He wanted Bryce.
Okay, so the head coach said, "I don't want Bryce," right?
Right.
He wanted who?
He wanted Stroud. From my understanding, they wanted Stroud.
So look at like that as a GM for the Hawks.
Right. I get what you're saying. I get that. But it seemed to me like the front office and the ownership ain't on the same page whether what they want to do.
Right.
Then you got this side saying we want to win now, and we got this side saying we need to rebuild the team.
Right.
So the owner saying he wants to win games now, but he's not over the luxury tax.
Right.
But you got a GM that's going along with it behind the scenes, but he really want to rebuild because he know he don't have the right players to win games now, like the owner won't.
Right. But you gotta look at it again. If your owner said he want this player right here, AD, the GM cannot do nothing about it because the owner already said I want this player.
Right.
The owner got to step out of the way and let the GM be the GM.
Then, two, if you do trade for AD, you just lost all your flexibility because to trade for AD, you're gonna have to throw Porzingis in there. You're gonna have to throw Luke Kennard in there. Both of your expiring contracts, which will come off the books at the end of the season and give you cap space. That's gonna be now gone because that's gonna be tied up in AD for the next 2 years after this season, right? And he got a contract that's only gonna increase the next 2 years. It's gonna max out at what I said, 64 point something.
Yeah.
Right. So you lose flexibility with cap space. Then you lose in probably Zach Orejuche, who was the #1 pick last year. And you're probably gonna lose somebody else. So that move could set you back if you are the GM and you really trying to rebuild because you got yourself set up with some flexibility with 2 expiring contracts coming off the book. And like I said, if you trade that, you lose that flexibility trading for AD. And then you're not even going to get a half a season from this guy. I hear Hawk fans already complaining about how Kristaps Porzingis ain't playing. But then you cool with trading for AD, who plays less games.
Right.
And makes more money.
So the what I'm saying, you gotta think about it. Is the owner all in the videos dancing? Is the owner doing like that for the host? You gotta think about it. Though we've seen it time after time again in basketball and football. We've seen it with the New York Giants, with their head coach who they just fired a while back. He ain't had no say so of Saquon Barkley. He was like, the owner.
Yeah, the owner. Then you got Trae Young now on the trading block, because I was reading they willing to trade him now more than ever.
See, a part of me, I'm on a trade Trae Young because I need defense. You got to be over 6'2" to me on my team and play defense. How tall Trae Young is? 6 foot, maybe.
Probably right there, 6'1" at the most.
Yeah, no defense. How you making the team better? How?
My thing is, I wouldn't trade for AD. You know, because like I said, you're not going to get a lot of games played from him, and you're going to lose flexibility. So that's what I'm saying. They got to figure out before they do anything. Are we rebuilding or are we trying to win games? Because if we trying to win games, then some of these picks and stuff that you're trying to keep, you need to be trying to get players that's going to help you win games and compete. Now, if you're trying to hang on to these picks, you can't win these games and hang on to these picks and let these players who are available for trade go elsewhere and you keep the picks. That means you're rebuilding. So if you're going to get anybody from Dallas, I would take Klay Thompson from Dallas before I take AD.
I would not even take Klay.
I'll take Klay. Klay is, well, first of all, Klay is much cheaper. And you still got to respect the fact that Klay can shoot. You know, he ain't shooting it lights out like he was in Golden State, but you still can't leave him. You know, his reputation for shooting, you just can't leave him. You know, and that's what Atlanta need. They need 3-and-D players. And I think that's what, you know, even though Klay done had the injuries and he ain't playing the lockdown, the all defense like he was in Golden State, but still, you know.
He's shooting all right. He's shooting, but not in the
Yeah, you're right. He's shooting. He's shooting. He's shooting. You're right. He's shooting. He just ain't the kind of shot that he's shooting them other shots.
Right. But Klay, you right about Klay. He's cheaper, but is he really focused on basketball?
And I think Klay may have a contract where he only got 2 years left. Let me double check his. But I know he ain't breaking the bank though. His contract is not big at all.
I mean, to me, Klay, every time I see something about Klay on Facebook or Twitter, he's not focused on basketball. He focused on his girlfriend. To me, in my opinion, I cannot speak for everybody else.
Klay makes 16.6 this year, and then next season is the last year of his contract at 17.4.
Right.
But so if you trade for him, you'll get him for the rest of this season and next season. Then he's a free agent. Right. But he'll be making less than 20 million. He'll be at 17.4 million next year.
But once again, what Klay you would get? Will you get the Klay that will be focused, or will you get the Klay that be on Twitter with his girlfriend, TikTok, and all that shit?
Right now, I think the Klay you would get would still be better than what Dyson Daniels is giving you in Atlanta. Because Dyson Daniels, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Lord have mercy, he awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he awful, Ron.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pick names out of hat that can play better than him right now, Ron. You just put names in a hat and pull one.